I slowed down, and there's the rip. There's second, probably a little bit of third. Somewhere in here I get into fourth, and I start slowing down right now. There's all my oil. What's up, guys? So like I said in the last video, we want to do more builds, kind of build videos and what we've been working on. So this one's next on our chopping block. 2014 Silverado Z71. Truck came to us like this. It's getting a handful of tasteful upgrades. It's Brian Tooley stage 2 cam, circle D torque converter, 3-liter Whipple, LT4 pump and injectors, full exhaust, some other good stuff. So we'll do a quick build series on this and probably some time lapse, tearing it apart, putting it together, and then we'll probably end up doing some burnouts and donuts on this one. Alright, so he's got the engine out on the engine stand, and then I'll just kind of run you through what we typically do when we pull these out. So he'll be busting the heads off. I think he's getting the trunnion upgrade on this one, I can't remember, but he'll be busting the cylinder heads off. Front cover comes off, and you can see how crusty this is. So this will all get cleaned up and then hot tanked. Oil pan comes off, also crusty, cleaned up, hot tanked. The lower pan comes off and gets resealed because these leak on some of them. And then while it's out, you know, we go through and check the motor mounts, make sure the motor mounts are tight, because those are a common issue too. Rear cover gets pulled off, resealed, rear main seal replaced, and then same with the front. Front seal, while it's off, gets replaced with the LSX one. And this is all just common on what we do when we do any Gen 5 AFM DOD delete, whether it's Camaro, Corvette, pickup truck, SUV. They all kind of get the same thing. Just kind of give them a once over. This one has a bad lifter in it too, but I can't. Usually you can grab a rocker arm and they'll rock because they're bad, but this one's not showing its face yet. Well, we have a problem there. One's a little higher than the rest, which is kind of odd, but tore down. Everything's off, but it started getting hot tanked and cleaned up. Hope these pistons are happy because they're about to see boost. All right, Josh got all the parts unboxed. Kind of go through it real quick. So it's getting the, where is it? 3-liter Whipple, which was, we showed that earlier. All the Whipple parts are here. Plugs, like it's a full kit. And then we go to the BTR cam kit, truck Norris cam, push rods, new plug wires. I don't know what this is. I don't remember. Oh. Belt tensioner, brand new factory oil pump, Circle D torque converter for the 6L80 that's in it, spec for this build. We have LT4, factory LT4 fuel pump, ARP head studs, LT4 fuel injectors, Platinum 660 valve springs and retainers. And somewhere, I don't remember where I put them. Oh, they're hidden in the back. Johnson 2110R lifters. So pretty good parts list. And then in these two boxes, Speed Engineering long tubes and X pipe, full dual exhaust with side exit. So this thing should be pretty rowdy when it's done. It's on. A little bit more of a bitch than they say it is. Well, we're good.
Looks good in there.
Yeah. I forgot to record the first startup. got the Silverado finished up. Sierra, Silverado, whatever this thing is. The Whippled truck, how about that? And we're going out on some test drives and doing some tuning, trying to get it dialed in. It's not making a ton of boost right now. It's on 5 pounds, but good enough for what the owner wants for now. See if we can get us a little 40 roll in. That's a wrap, folks. She is done. Finishing the tuning tonight, maybe in the morning, and then we'll go do some good videos on this thing. Definitely needs a posi though. We've been MIA for a few weeks. Well, I guess about a month now. We were planning to go to Streetcar Takeover. We were planning to go to Brown County, and it was just issue after issue. Back when we figured out we had a blown head gasket before No Prep Mania, we pulled it apart, got the head gaskets replaced, and put it back together. I drove it on the street a few times and everything felt fine. We went down the Streetcar Takeover and had a little hiccup. 100% self-inflicted, it was my fault. Looking back now, the reason it blew at Streetcar Takeover was the same reason that it blew at Cincy Street Nights that night. Long story short, I fat fingered a boost number and I didn't catch it. After Cincy Street Nights, I never pulled the log on it because it did what it was supposed to do, went A to B, and that was fine. Put it in the trailer and drove it a few times after that, so the file did get saved, but I never pulled it to look at it. So fast forward to Streetcar Takeover, I made about 3/4 of a pass and nipped another head gasket, and it is what it is. I wasn't able to get it apart or back together in time for War in the Woods, so I just set it out. That Friday at War in the Woods, I pulled it apart, pulled the engine out, got the engine apart, did get another gasket. This side was on the opposite bank, so that kind of told me it was something that, it wasn't mechanical, it was something tuning related. Went through that night and just like fine-tooth picked up an old file versus the one that was on the car, and I put a boost number in the wrong spot. So instead of it making 12 pounds of boost on the two-step, it was putting 12 on the dome. So 12 on the dome makes mid-20s typically. So on the two-step, it was making like 27 to 29 pounds on the two-step.
They sounded good.
It sounds great, but it's not. Believe me, it's not. So if you look at the video that we'll post of our one pass at Streetcar Takeover, you can kind of see it on the two-step. I started building pulling pressure, and then didn't know it, didn't realize it, but by the time we got 3/4 of the way down the track, it let go. Like it ended up making like 56 or 58 psi of pulling pressure. Anyway, it's back together. We got it together, took it for a drive Saturday, was heading to lunch, and had another issue pop up. Right here's where I slowed down, and there's the rip. There's second, probably a little bit of third. Somewhere in here I get into fourth. And I start slowing down right now. There's all my oil. And then you can see it here getting off the exit. Started overheating a little bit. So we stopped here and I had it running, but I shut it down. So that's all my mess. So they say bad things come in 3, so I'm hoping that that's the third. 1 head gasket, 2 head gasket, now this last issue. So, sucks. But we pulled apart again this weekend. This time it wasn't nothing injury related, it's something small, but it was still a problem. I'm gonna get it together probably this weekend, maybe next, and we're gonna start prepping for Sick Week. We got lucky. I was able to get us a ticket for Sick Week down in Florida, so I'm pretty excited about that. The truck is going to stay pretty much the same. There's a 3,000 pound weight limit for a V8 power adder, which is what we have. Luckily, I guess I got to look at the rules a little better, because is it 3,000 pounds with driver or 3,000 pounds without driver? Because I'm right at 3,050 with me in it, so I might have to add a little bit more weight somewhere. I don't know, so I gotta check that out. And then I have to start prepping to get my NHRA license, because that's needed for that race. So I talked to a few people. I could just do 8 mile passes, 2 60 foots, 2 330s, 2 8 mile. And I think they have to be faster than a 650 or a 6.0, which shouldn't be too hard for this thing at this point. But yeah, we're going to Sick Week. I am excited. So it's from here out, I'm not pushing it for the rest of the season. Like, it runs what it runs. The 7-second thing it'll happen. Probably not this season. I'm not trying to hurt it or blow it up before Sick Week, where I have to panic to get it back together. We're going to turn the truck down for Sick Week too, so I think because of my cage is an 850 cage, I'm limited to running 850s. So I'm hoping that we get this last issue fixed, and then we're problem free for the rest of the season, and I can go get it pretty much dialed somewhere 850, 860s. I mean, I would even be fine if it did 870s, just as a base to get us down there, and then we can slowly lean on it as we get more familiar with the tracks as the week goes on. But the plan now is to run as close to 850s as we can for Sick Week in the stick shift class.
And that should win it, hopefully. Maybe.
We should win a lot of shit that we don't, but I'm looking forward to it. Like, I'm really excited. So we're gonna start prepping for that here shortly.
We won the first Back to the Streets Dragon Ride, so it's fitting to go win the second that you get registered in.
And we will be going back to the Streets this year.
That'd be a fun
in
one.
2026. Matt hasn't released where it's going to be at yet, but when he does, we're going to make that one happen too. I had a blast at that event. But so I think I'm going to try doing Cincy Street Nights in 2 weeks. They're doing their glued edition, but it's all 8th mile stuff again. So it just kind of depends on how these next couple weeks go with us getting this issue fixed, and I'm going to drive it on the street some more and beat on it, because this happened, it had a half mile on it, and I think it even pulled out, well, basically it pushed the rear main out, but it happened immediately. I think it just happened to be a bad rear main. It wasn't nothing that I did or nothing's wrong with the truck. Coolant pressure was good.
Absolute part failure.
Yeah, the coolant pressure was good. Everything was fine. It was on 12 pounds of boost, so I really wasn't out beating on it. I just wanted to make a light boost pull to make sure that the truck was happy and that there was no more issues before I started leaning on it.
But we talked about crankcase pressure too, where you might move the catch can.
Oh yeah, so it could be crankcase pressure, which again I'm not sure it is. I don't think it is, because the catch can's always filling up and it's always smoking like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
But I just don't know what other reason the rear main would push out of the cover on 12 pounds of boost. And it wasn't like it was at the top of the pool either. I have a quarter-mile racetrack down the street from the shop that we use. And as soon as I hit it, where I typically hit it, there's oil there. So it pushed on the hit.
Yeah.
And it didn't spin. It was a second gear hit on 12 pounds, and it didn't spin at all. So it's not like I smacked the limiter and it just wasn't happy and caused it some excess crankcase pressure. It just spit it out. So you can see like 2 miles of trail where it was just pouring oil before we realized that the rear main was not there. So one of the things that I noticed when we were driving is the oil pressure dropped pretty far, and I was like, that's kind of odd. This thing usually has really good oil pressure at idle, and it dropped down almost half of what it typically was, and that was kind of a red flag for me. We got back to the shop and realized what happened. So nothing's hurt there, I don't think. It still has oil in it, just not what it should have been.
Just missing a few quarts now.
Yeah, just missing 5 out of 7. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. So, well, I think that's it. We're going to Sick Week, fellas. First of all, make sure you scan this. You can give us a follow everywhere.
Please. Why is it so empty?
We have advertising space. If anybody wants to throw us a sponsor for this Sick Week, we have room. Let us know.
Please.
I don't expect anything from everybody, but somebody might be interested.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot
I
cooler.
don't like asking for things, but somebody told me I should.
BTR, RPM. Oh wait, is it already on?
It's
Yeah, it's already on
We
there.
got our logo up front. We got RPM too because they've helped us out a lot.
Yeah.
But we have some room for others.
TBM,
Ah,
Motion.
no, TBM and Motion just looks at my post and they just move along. My truck's not cool enough for them, but it's all right. We have open space, guys.
It might be after sick week.
Or if somebody has a set of CCWs in a 5x4.5,
That's the biggest
I need
thing.
to put some on the trailer somehow, some way.
Well, those look like
Close enough.
CCWs.
Good.
I don't know. Food for thought.